Today we're talking about Spider-Man and Marvel movies. The Labyrinth 2 is getting closer to coming out. Naruto is coming to an end. And are we getting our female Robin? What's up, everybody, and welcome to TotallyAFan, the show where I, a total fan, come to you and I bring you news in movies, comic books, TV, video games, everything involved in the world of fandom, and we bring that information to you. Now today I got Jesse and we're at Studio B.
This is Studio C.
No, Studio C is Mom's house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this
Where's
is B.
Studio D?
No, this is B.
D?
This is B.
Where's D?
D is the basement.
Alright,
my
cool.
house.
Awesome. I'm B.
This week, or rather this past week, has been crazy. So this past weekend I was at Anime USA and so much news came out, I think that following Monday.
Nerd.
That from then till now we just kept getting a bunch of news. So we try to pick what we thought would be best to get the overall audience, at the same time talk about major news. Now before we go on, I need to talk about The Walking Dead Season 5 premiere is today. However, the contest that we have, we're going to extend it another week. We've got some pretty good pictures of a couple people dressed up as zombies. There was one I saw of a dude running away from a zombie. It looked pretty cool. So we're going to extend this competition till next week and ends at the next episode of Walking Dead. So remember, tag a picture of you in zombie gear or survival gear, hashtag zombie mode, and tag TotallyAFan. You can do it on Facebook, you do it on Instagram, or you can do it on Twitter. And make sure you follow and subscribe and everything else. That way when we pick a winner, we can say, hey, you're the winner. Send us your address, all that hoopla. So remember, you guys follow. It has been reported that Sony is kind of losing some traction because Spider-Man 2 didn't do all that great. And a couple of their other products may not be working out to their advantage as well. So what it looks like is going on is that they're going to be lending Spider-Man to the Marvel Cinematic Universe and letting Spider-Man take a part in that world. Now, we did hear reports of the Avengers that they were going to have the Oscorp Tower, and then in Spider-Man that we're going to have the Avengers Tower. So those were kind of rumored, but obviously for financial reasons and for reasons that you guys may not know, it would have been a lot of head bashing between the companies trying to figure out, oh, we want more Spider-Man time. Oh, no, we need more Avengers time. Oh, we have to belittle Spider-Man because he's not the overall project. Things like that definitely would get into play into why they couldn't combine the universes. Because all the companies are going to want to, be like, oh no, we need more X-Men time. No, we need more Fantastic Four time. So that's why we haven't been able to combine all the characters from all the other production companies. But with Sony being kind of like, oh man, we're kind of, we gotta think of something, and so they're gonna lend Spider-Man to the Avengers. Marvel Studios, they have their plans, blueprints laid out, and I don't necessarily know if it's gonna help them get any more money because the people who went to go watch Spider-Man are probably the same people that went to go watch Avengers. So you're not adding new people into your demographics of viewers. So I don't know if that's necessarily going to help them. I don't think it's going to hurt them at all. But I don't think it's going to help them any more than where they're at already. But I think it'd be interesting. Now, before I get on to my views, Jesse, let's hear what are your thoughts on what's going on so far.
I think it's the greatest thing / worst idea ever. Partly because Sony, had its head too far up its butt, thinking, we have Spider-Man, you don't need anything else, we got Spider-Man, we're going to ride this out for 20 years, and then here comes a company, Marvel Studios, saying, hey, here's Iron Man. Who? Blows up in the box office. Hey, here's Thor. Who's that? Blows up. Here's Captain America, here's Guardians of the Galaxy, boom. All those movies made more money than any of the Spider-Mans. So now they're like, okay, I don't think people care about Spider-Man. Or not that they don't care, maybe they're not doing the movies justice. I wasn't that big of a fan of Amazing Spider-Man 2. I wasn't even a big a fan of the reboot, because I thought it was too soon. It was what? They didn't even wait? It was what, 3 years after Spider-Man 3, the Sam Raimi trilogy? So I was fine with that. So I initially didn't even like the reboot. So now, this is all rumor, nothing's confirmed, but there's just rumblings. If they're going to put Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they're not going to have Andrew Garfield's version of Spider-Man. They're going to have another version of Spider-Man, which means we're now at our second reboot in, 15 years? Which is just blowing my mind how you can't do that. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I think me and everyone else wants to see Spider-Man in the Avengers because that's what we expect. He is an Avenger. people want to see X-Men and the Wolverine in there, but that's another whole. Fox wants to keep their property, so we'll probably never see that. But I think it's cool, but just you're sacrificing what Andrew Garfield put into the Spider-Man character as of now, because what they're going to do is the next Spider-Man movie is Sinister Six, and the rumor is that is going to be the reboot of Spider-Man. So if there is a new Spider-Man, he'll be in that movie. I don't know what they're doing. It'd be cool to see Spider-Man in the Avengers, but to get rid of... I was just getting used to Andrew Garfield, and so... I don't know.
There's the matter of Andrew Garfield's contract, which he was set up for another movie. If this does happen, technically Marvel Studios does require that contract, and they could bring Andrew Garfield back. I mean, legally they're able to. That it won't be a problem. Personally, I didn't like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, so I'm a total fan of the Amazing Spider-Man.
Blasphemy.
And I love the second one. I mean, the second one had some things I didn't agree with the movie, but overall I loved it. I thought it was great, and I love it a lot more than Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. But to get another reboot, I think we're good where we are with Andrew Garfield. I don't blame Andrew. It's always the script. It's always the script's fault. Whoever wrote it, and sometimes it could be the director's fault as well. But it usually, whenever a movie does bad, it's because of the script, because it doesn't grab you the way the story, or maybe the way they thought it would. But I like Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, and I love this universe. And it's sad that this might have to happen for them to continue, because we are supposed to get Sinister Six. We're supposed to get a Venom movie. Supposedly was going to be next. Then a Black Cat movie. They were going to go into individual movies for certain allies and things like that. So I don't necessarily know if Marvel Studios is going to keep that train rolling, or if they're just going to continue on with the Avengers and have Spider-Man here and there. Although I don't see why they wouldn't be able to do it, since they do individual movies anyways, like Captain America and Iron Man. Why not just keep doing individual Spider-Man movies, But I don't know. That's going to be weird to see. I don't want a new Spider-Man. I like Andrew Garfield. I'm pretty sure that whoever they get next, I'm going to like them too. And I'm going to enjoy those movies as well. But I agree, it's too soon for these remakes and these reboots and things. Like, you're right, I think it was within 15 years that we've got Sam Raimi to Amazing, now we're going to get another one. I don't know, man. I kind of hope it does happen, though, just because that, Marvel Studios has my full 100% trust. Even if the next movie bombs, I'll still go see it.
They will never bomb a movie, ever.
Well, I mean...
You could argue Incredible Hulk, but it still made its money. It still made a profit.
This is true.
They will never make a bad movie.
This is true.
They can make a Howard the Duck movie and it would $500 million, easy.
Right.
Easy.
I mean, they know what they're doing now. They have their blueprints. They're planning everything out, and I'm pretty sure that with Spider-Man now in the mix, I'm pretty sure this might change plans, but I don't think it's gonna ever derail their train. I think they got it going. So it's gonna be interesting to see. We just have to wait and see if these rumors are true, and hopefully, it works out for the best for us as viewers, as nerds. We get to enjoy the movies that they're going to produce either way. So that's something we have to wait and see. And obviously, as we get more information, we're going to report on it and things like that. Back in the 90s, Jim Henson created some of the most spectacular puppets I've ever seen. So awesome that sometimes while watching their movies, their TV shows, I would forget that these puppets aren't real. For an example, the Ninja Turtles, the original. Sometimes that realism, as a kid especially, if you let your imagination run wild, you kind of forget, like, oh my god, they're real, they're there, you can touch them, you can feel them, they can high-five you, you can eat pizza with them. Or Kermit the Frog, who used to be awesome, give him a hug, or my personal favorite, the Cookie Monster, give him a big ol' hug, share cookies and milk with that guy. Unless he ate your cookie, then you're kind of like, oh man, well, where's my cookie? And then we had Fraggle Rock, we had Dark Crystal, we had the Labyrinth, we had all these awesome projects. And now he passed away, I think, late 90s, I believe. And his kids now, Brian and Lisa Henson, they're pushing forward on a new project called Witch. Like, which one? And then Witch, like, and your little dog, too. So Witch, I believe, is the next project's coming out. It's based on a book that was released in the late 70s, I believe. And it's going to be a full-on Jim Henson project. But with this going as well, it's actually looking like they're going to also push for a Labyrinth 2, possibly a Fraggle Rock movie, and a sequel to Dark Crystal. But right now, Labyrinth 2 seems to be the one that's a little bit more like, okay, if they're going to do this, we might be able to get this one a little bit better. Like, better chance for this to roll out. So, with me, I grew up with these movies. I can watch them over and over and over again. And The Labyrinth was a pretty great movie as well. It has a song in the middle where David Bowie and this baby, that's part of the story plot. I'm not going to spoil anything. You guys have to watch it.
I don't want to spoil a 20-year-old movie.
Right. Even though, because man,
just spoil it. We've seen it.
There's nerds today that haven't seen these things, and they watch this like, this is the amazing thing I've ever seen. Why haven't I seen this? So I don't want to spoil anything, but I have a really great song there, and all these awesome puppets. It's great, phenomenal. I loved it, and I can't wait to see a second one. In addition, to see what other Henson projects come out. Now, with the Ninja Turtles reboot that came out several months ago, I was really, really hoping that we were going to get Jim Henson style puppets again. Instead, we got the CGI, and that was, for me, kind of a train wreck. Not that bad. A lot of train metaphors today. For me, it didn't work out that great, and it was because it felt too much like an extension of the movie. Like, it's like, okay, there's something that's supposed to be there. I'm just going to talk to it. But there was no real connection between the CGI or the person. Whereas in the original Turtles, because they were there, because you can physically see them, touch them, and hear them, there's a different chemistry when you see it on screen. And now with these new movies that they're going to have these puppets again rather than CGI is awesome. It's phenomenal. So Jesse, what are your thoughts that Jim Henson's production company is moving forward? We're not only going to get another Henson-style movie, but we're also going to get a sequel to Labyrinth.
One of the great things about this show is that we can bring different kinds of news to our viewers, to you, and 70% of the time, it's all rumor, and it turns out to be kapooey. So I say this almost every show.
Actually, no, we've been pretty good. I mean, granted, we don't break the news.
That's the point. The point is, I've heard that they're doing Labyrinth 2, Dark Crystal 2, Fraggle Rock movie like 10 years ago, 15 years ago they announced this. They really want to do it, but every time they step up and hire a director, hire a writer, a producer, something happens and they just quit. So the Dark Crystal 2 had a title, it had a writer, had a release date, I thought, and then they just and it's not working, and then just kapooey. So I'm hoping, Labyrinth, might be Labyrinth 2, might be a good movie. I mean, I don't know. Fraggle Rock, I've been hearing this all, for the last couple of years. Yeah, Fraggle Rock movie. That'd be great if they actually do it, but I mean, it's a nice idea to hear about a Fraggle Rock movie, but until they move it forward and actually start producing stuff, like put it in pre-production, signing people, it's just an idea. These are all ideas. We would love to have Fraggle Rock, a movie, Dark Crystal 2, but that's what they are. They're just ideas. So that's great. Just don't get your hopes up if there's no, Labyrinth 2. Hopefully that goes a little forward. I mean, I was excited when they announced Dark Crystal 2. Man, I think it was like 2005 they announced it. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. And then nothing. It just went anywhere. So I think they're trying to start it back up, but I don't know. Ever since Jim Henson died, things haven't been the same. So.
I'll agree. I definitely agree with that. But going with what Jesse said, we don't necessarily break the news because we don't have insiders, which I wish we did. That'd be awesome. But we don't have insiders, so we have to rely on other people's articles from
rumors,
IGN.
speculation.
Yeah, we rely on IGN.com, Comic Book Movie, Screen Rant, a bunch of other websites. I rely on Twitter and Facebook trends and stuff like that. So we never break the news. But with the rumors that we kind of move along, I'm not saying it's our fault, but we've been pretty good.
Don't let our hype interfere with your judgment.
Right, but we've been pretty good so far with which rumors that we're interested in that actually end up coming out to be pretty legit, like Smash Brothers, for an example. There was a couple other rumors when I first started in Season 1 that I think I'd have to rewatch Season 1 to figure out which rumors I talked about, see how those ended up coming along with the movies that passed already or future movies coming out. But, I mean, if this is a rumor, then I hope it comes true. Like I said, they are moving forward with the Witch movie, but if that works out for them, if Jim Henson's able to work out that, or not Jim Henson, but if the Henson kids are able to move forward with that project, who, by the way, is being written by Billy Crystal, so that's kind of cool. if they're able to move forward that project, I definitely think we'll be able to get our other projects like Labyrinth 2, Dark Crystal 2, and Fraggle Rock. I think it can happen.
We'll see.
So a couple days ago, I believe on Friday, maybe Thursday, Naruto, who is big anime, fans kind of celebrated his birthday in news that happened even days before that Naruto is actually coming to an end. I believe the manga series, the Japanese comic book, has 5 days left, or 5 issues left.
Yeah.
5 weeks left, because it comes out on a weekly basis. They have 5 issues left. And the anime series, I believe, is also going to be catching up. I think they're behind by, I want to say like 10 issues. I think they always stay behind just because the animation time or whatever takes time.
It takes a couple months.
Yeah, it takes a while. So they're always behind by a certain number of issues. So I think Naruto the show still has a little bit more to go, but the manga series is coming to an end. And so, me, personally, Naruto is one of my favorite anime just because ninjas are in it. Not because it's a ninja anime, it's just, man, there's ninjas there. I love ninjas, I'm big on martial arts. Heck yeah, I'm watching that show. And I have my favorite characters, and I'm actually behind on the anime myself. I think they're on episode like 380 something right now. I'm in the 180, so I'm like 200 behind. But I'm catching up slowly, but I'm getting there. And a bunch of news has already been spoiled to me about what happens to certain characters, certain scenes. So it's kind of sad. And now to see that it's coming to an end kind of makes me sad too. Because I still love the anime. Now, growing up, we had Toonami, we had Saturday morning cartoons, we had all these other outlets where we were able to watch several anime. And even though, if let's say you're a 90s kid, even though you may not have known it was anime, chances are it probably was. For an example, the one that everybody knows was anime, Dragon Ball Z. I loved it. I know you loved it. We all loved it. That was anime. But there were other shows. There was Battle of the Stars, I believe, where everybody had like bird head helmets. There was I used to watch Outlaw Star, Cowboy Bebop. A lot of things that were on Toonami and Adult Swim, as well as some of the other anime that was on other channels. You can find it almost anywhere, man. Saturday morning cartoons was almost everywhere. And it's kind of sad that now that not only are we losing not only are we losing Naruto, we're also losing Saturday morning cartoons. I believe the last ever Fox 5...
It was like 2 weeks ago.
It was 2 weeks ago.
That was it, yeah.
There's no more Saturday morning cartoons.
Nope.
Well, I mean, technically there are on Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon and Disney, but not even Disney.
That wasn't the point. You didn't have those channels, so you woke up on Saturday morning.
But this is the thing.
To see those cartoons.
This is the thing. Those are cartoon channels.
Yes.
So you're going to get cartoons 24/7.
Right.
More or less, because sometimes they have live action. But Saturday morning cartoons were a specific breed of cartoons that can't be compared to what Cartoon Network has or what Nickelodeon has. It's hard to explain. But we grew up watching shows that every Saturday morning we had that to look forward to. And then during the week Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, whatever. But it didn't compare to that lineup we had on Saturday morning. So regardless of that, in retrospect, Naruto is almost done. What are your thoughts?
I like that show better when it's called Dragon Ball Z. It's sad to see it go. I mean, how many chapters? Like over 700? Is it? It's a lot.
It's a high number.
It's one of the big three. It's that, One Piece, and Bleach.
Bleach, yeah.
It's the first one to go. I thought One Piece, because One Piece is the oldest one, right? Out of the three?
I think so, yeah.
I thought that would definitely end before any of the other ones. Bleach is coming to an end.
Yeah, it's getting
But that
close.
was announced a while ago. So,
I actually thought Bleach was done, and apparently it's still going, but it's getting close.
So, I mean, every time you say it's getting close, like you can never pinpoint how long a fight or a scene.
Right.
It could go on 100 more chapters, but they put a label. They said in 5 weeks it'll end. Bleach is just like it's ending eventually.
Yeah, we're writing the last chapters. Basically, what they said.
It could be another year, could be 6 months.
Right.
But since they put a hard number, 5 weeks
for Naruto.
Everyone, it's like, okay, well, is it gonna close everything up? Is it gonna have everything resolved? Are we gonna, because they're doing a movie that takes place after it.
Yeah.
So it's going to continue in some capacity, whether it's more anime, if they're going to do like a Dragon Ball GT and continue the anime, even though there's no more source material. I hope not, because Dragon Ball GT sucked.
That never happened. That GT never existed.
We'll see. It's gonna continue. It's the one of the most popular ones out there. I mean, it's making all this money, so it's gonna continue in some form, whether it's anime movies or books.
They could even do a spin-off too.
They could do some kind of spin-off
with other characters. So
we never know. We'll just have to see. I miss Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah, I do too, man.
Nothing better than like waking up at 7 in the morning. You got your bowl of Fruity Pebbles and your onesie, and you kick back. You watch some Pokemon.
Okay, so
done.
if you live in the East Coast, you'll know exactly what channels I'm talking about. Because unfortunately, in the West and in the middle, I don't know what channels you guys had. But for here, and let's see if you remember that.
I can list them all right now. Go ahead. I know them all. Go ahead.
All right, USA. Back in the day, used to be on channel 75. They used to have cartoons. They had shows like Savage Dragon, Street Fighter, a couple other shows like that too. At the time, I believe it was UPN 20, because now I think it's like My DC 20 or whatever. But at the time, I believe it was still UPN 20. They used to have shows. They used to have Mega Man. They used to have another game show. I can't remember.
Mario cartoon?
I think they had
That's Sonic.
No,
Sonic cartoon, Mario cartoon.
No, that was on a different channel that I can't remember now. But they had Sonic, but they didn't have Mario. It was a different channel. On that channel that I'm trying to think of that I can't remember for the life of me. Actually, I think it was TBS, like the old TBS. I think so. If not the old TBS, it was 17 at the time. Channel 17. I think it was TBS. They used to have the Mario show. They had Dragon Ball Z. They had, oh my God, they had the Battle of the Planets, I think is what it was called. And then Fox 5, they used to have, no, they didn't have Pokemon. They had...
Kids WB had Pokemon.
Kids WB had Pokemon. Hold on. Kids WB had Animaniacs, Hysteria.
Yeah.
They had this. They had the show.
Freakazoid.
Freakazoid. They had the show that was like Starship Troopers. Oh, it was Starship Troopers, but it was like a spin-off. They had another show. They had Pinky and the Brain.
They had a lot of movies. They had the Godzilla animated series. They had an animated series based on movies. They had like what was the other one? It was Godzilla. Then there was like Men in Black, the animated series. So
Godzilla.
They did a lot of.
Yeah, I remember Godzilla, Men in Black. There was another one too. I just can't. Ghostbusters. They had the real Ghostbusters. Yeah. And then they had the like where it was like the next generation of Ghostbusters where they had like armor, or I remember the one girl with blue hair had armor. Yeah, I remember that. Fox 5 had Pokemon. Fox 5 had Power Rangers. They had their other shows too.
They had Ninja Turtles.
They had Ninja Turtles version. They had the Next Mutation.
Ugh.
I didn't think it was that bad.
Ugh,
I didn't think it was that bad. I thought the costumes were kind of like.
It's like giant foam heads.
Yeah, that.
It was not like the Henson. You're so used to the Henson costumes.
They try to be close to it, but they. Actually, I think I like those better than the Ninja Turtles 3. I think I like those personally.
Why does everyone pick on Ninja Turtles 3?
I'm sorry.
Just because it's different. Like, why you gotta?
I love the story. It's just the suits. I don't like the suits. It looks weird. They're all bug eyes.
You didn't like how they brought back Casey Jones and made him do nothing. You didn't like that part?
I didn't like that either.
Okay.
Alright, and then Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, they came afterwards. But for me, I felt like Nick was a little bit more like evening. They had all of that. They had, what was it?
Snick.
Hey Dude.
That whole block of like live action.
Yeah, they had Hey Dude. They had the Real Adventures
Shorts.
Yeah, Salute Your Shorts.
Amanda
Show. Camp, what was it? Camp Wana or whatever.
Camp Wana something. I
forget what it's called. I used to watch that too.
Yeah. and then Disney came along with their shows, and then we had the Nick Jr. in the morning that had Blue's Clues and all these other cartoons that used to come out. This was all on Saturday. So during the week, you would have your reruns of basically what happened on Saturday, but Saturday would be the lineup of new episodes. And there was all different kinds of shows, man. Care Bears. There was the Gummy Bears. I used to love that show. That was on Disney. All these great shows, and so it's kind of sad that we're getting, we're losing these.
Oh well.
Yeah.
We always got the DVDs.
You know what? I want to start a TotallyAFan channel, buy the rights to all these shows, and just play them. Just play them all day. Yeah. Be like the next Cartoon Network.
It's called Netflix.
No, it's
Amazon Prime, whoever has the rights to those shows.
I want to be the next Cartoon Network, the next Boomerang. That's what I want to do. On the set of Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice, we have reports of a particular character, running around the streets of Gotham. Miss Jenna Malone is supposedly running around. She recently sent a picture with red hair, which could possibly mean that she might be playing a particular character, Miss Carrie Kelley, who some of you guys might know as the female Robin from the Dark Knight Returns series. It's just a rumor. However, based on what we've seen so far of Batman vs. Superman, we got a pretty good glimpse of what Batman looks like in his Dark Knight rendition of the costume. Even in that quick little scene of him versus Superman, we saw the Dark Knight styled helmet, it looks like. This seems very likely. Now, of course, it's just a rumor, but with it seeming very likely, I don't know, I'm kind of
What else would she be playing? She's on the set doing something. They have photos of her on the set. She could just be playing a reporter or a girl at a coffee shop, but come on. It's like, what else would she be doing?
Right.
You know, since the theme of the movie is kind of gearing towards Dark Knight Returns, we haven't yet seen a Robin in the Nolan trilogy yet. I think it might be time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, of course, it is just a rumor, but one thing that could also play is we have nowadays not spoilers, but Easter eggs seems to be a really big thing. We've been getting a lot in shows like Gotham. I believe in The Flash as well. We're getting some. Arrow's coming out with some. All these movies, all these things. We're getting a lot of Easter eggs, and so this to be just an Easter egg, while kind of seems likely, and probably is an Easter egg, I think it's actually going to be a little bit more than just an Easter egg. I think she may actually play a big part. Maybe not be in the Robin costume. Maybe
it turn into something later down the line.
Right. They might hint at it or whatever, but it seems interesting. So, Jesse, what are your thoughts on this actually going forward?
You just basically said all my thoughts. I mean, you stole all my thoughts. Basically, it's really cool that they're doing this if it turns out to be true. We haven't seen a Robin yet, so that'd be cool. It's kind of like when they introduced Hawkeye for that one scene in Thor, and now he's, well, an underused character, but he's still there. So it'd be kind of cool to see if maybe this is how they introduce that version of Robin. Just maybe she's just hanging out, or I don't think she's going to put on the costume and fight with Batman, but maybe, Ben Affleck's Batman is well received, and he's obviously going to star in his own Batman. Maybe the Robin's in that Batman. So
obviously as rumor, there's all kinds of theories that come out, and I think that's actually a really good theory. That if people do like the Ben Affleck's Batman, and they do like this character, maybe this is her way of laying out the line that she's going to be Robin. I actually like that. I do like that. And personally, I don't know how I feel though, just because I've always liked the Dick Grayson Robin. There's been like so many. There's Dick Grayson. There's Jason Todd. There's Damian. There's Kelly. There's I'm missing one. I'm missing the best one of all, Tim. Tim's not the best one, but I'm missing Tim. So there's been at least five. I think they're working on 6 because I think they killed Damian not too long ago.
yeah, they're having a new one.
With the Death of the Family, which by the way is a great comic series, and I have yet to see anybody cosplay as that Joker, who looks like he's got like a skin like pulled back with like some kind of string or whatever. That Joker looks so scary. I have yet to see anybody cosplay as that. I'm looking forward to seeing somebody do that well. But they are looking at possibly. Actually, I was hearing rumors that they are looking to bring another female Robin. So there'd be 2 females. Now that's also a rumor as well, and so that's something we're gonna have to wait and see. Honestly, I think this could pave the road for her, and I think it'd be great. The only Robin rendition ever that has not worked was a Chris O'Donnell, but that goes back to the script being the problem, because
That's not his fault.
that's not Chris's fault. That's the script's fault, because that Batman was kind of bad. Who was it? Jerry Bruckheimer's Batman?
I think so. Yeah.
I think it was Jerry. Yeah, Jerry. What were you doing, man? You know what? I think I read it somewhere that they were trying to kind of play tribute to the old school Batman show with Adam West. That they were trying to make it like cheesy, and that's why they went that route, and they just dropped it. Like they made it so much worse with Batman and Robin.
There's a reason that worked in the '60s.
Right.
So.
And so nowadays we like that a little more realism, but at the same time, I think we really like that like that gritty feel. Like for an example, The Walking Dead. Like it's not just about zombies. It's everybody's breaking down in this world, and that you're seeing that. And Batman, you know, it's a realistic Batman in a world that needs somebody to move forward. So it's not like all these 100 different types of gadgets for every freaking thing. You know, it's one or two that he made or that he found, and he's able to put that to a realistic environment to help save the city. You know, so to see for them to go forward, I think with the more realistic feel, I think Dick Grayson would be a better choice. But
If he's not Robin, that means who else is he?
right. Oh.
He's not Robin.
Yeah.
We're gonna have Nightwing running around.
So we'll see. But honestly, it's great news, and I'm just looking forward to it. Alrighty, guys. So that's the show. I want to thank you. I want to thank Jesse for being on the show today, taking part with us on this excellent adventure. There was so much news that we definitely didn't get to cover all of it on today's show. There was some news that we kind of forgot that we lost just because there was more news on top of that. So if there's any particular news or if you guys had any questions, send it in. Please, you know, just let us know. You can post it, mail it, book it, tweet it, post it below, all that jazz. And just send us your thoughts, your questions on what we missed. If there's something in particular you guys are looking for, maybe there's another anime coming to an end you guys want to talk about, let us know. We'll talk about that one. And again, as a reminder, I want to let everybody know that we are extending the Walking Dead contest. What you win is a pop vinyl figure from Funko of a character that we actually did a fan poll. It didn't last very long because it was kind of like immediately I was like, okay, I know exactly who I want to do. So if you guys know what I'm talking about, you guys know who the character is. If not, then you'll just wait and see till you win. But what we need you to do is just picture of you in zombie gear or in survival gear. You don't have to Photoshop it. It could just be a regular picture. It could be like a spoof picture. You don't have to be posed. You don't have to be in an environment scene. We just need a picture of you in zombie or survival gear. Hashtag zombie mode, and then just tag TotallyAFan either on Facebook or Twitter, and make sure you guys follow so that if you win, we're able to say, hey, you won. That way you can claim your prize. Alrighty, so until the next time, guys, we'll see you.